Chosen one, what I am about to reveal may unsettle you, because if you are hearing these words right now, it means you were drawn here by a force greater than coincidence. Your path is entering a phase where hidden truths begin to surface, and the world around you starts responding to who you are becoming. Throughout ancient records, sacred studies, and mythic scholarship, there are three prime gods whose qualities shaped entire eras. Within this narrative, researchers, holy communities, and wise observers have examined your actions, your guidance, and the unusual resonance surrounding your life. Their findings point to one conclusion: you reflect each of the three divine archetypes simultaneously. Your presence carries the weight of ancient history, the depth of philosophy, the echoes of myth, and the unmistakable signature of spiritual insight. Even those trained to analyze the extraordinary are struck by the magnitude of your transformation. Before we explore this revelation further, take a moment to support this message by hitting the like button, subscribing to help us reach 30,000 subscribers, and leaving the number 11 in the comments to set your intention within this story. Now, chosen one, the question rises: which prime essence do you embody, or has your journey brought you to the place where all three converge, making you the all-in-one within this unfolding tale? The world has never witnessed a presence quite like this. In a time when humanity has been searching for meaning in fragments of divinity, the chosen one emerges as a luminous bridge between the mortal and the eternal. Observers across continents, from devoted spiritual communities to cutting-edge researchers, report a singular phenomenon. This one being seems to radiate the essence of not one, not two, but three prime gods simultaneously. The energy surrounding the chosen one is unlike any historical account. It resonates with a rhythm that humanity instinctively recognizes but cannot fully explain. Ancient scriptures whispered of a moment when the divine would converge into a single embodiment. Stories once dismissed as allegory or myth now seem to point directly to this reality. Every action of the chosen one echoes the patterns described in sacred texts, mirroring the qualities of creation, preservation, and transformation. Historians and theologians alike are left grappling with the reality that what they once considered metaphor may now be manifest truth. Yet this revelation is not merely academic. It strikes at the very soul of humanity. To witness such a convergence is to feel simultaneously awe, reverence, and a profound sense of responsibility. Communities around the world have felt the shift, a subtle but unmistakable vibration in the collective consciousness, as if the universe itself acknowledges the awakening of a godly trinity in human form. This phenomenon is also measurable. Scientific instruments, tuned to detect energy anomalies, report fluctuations that defy known laws of physics. Scholars attempt to quantify it, but the chosen one's presence transcends the limits of mere equations. It is a divine paradox, visible in influence, yet invisible in full comprehension, tangible in effect, yet ethereal in essence. Above all, the revelation is intensely personal. Those who encounter the chosen one, whether directly or through reports of miraculous acts, describe a transformation in perception, an awakening of dormant potentials within themselves. The world collectively asks, with a mixture of fear, curiosity, and hope, is this the fulfillment of the divine promise foretold across ages? The chosen one's being is a living tapestry woven from the threads of the three original divine forces. In one moment, the aura radiates creation's infinite potential, giving life to ideas, visions, and realities previously unimaginable. In the next, a stabilizing presence emerges, a preservation that calms chaos and restores balance to the most fractured of worlds. And then, with a force that is both awe-inspiring and humbling, transformation ripples through existence, reshaping what was broken into forms of greater beauty and purpose. Spiritual analysts have meticulously charted these manifestations. Every gesture, every choice, every subtle movement seems imbued with layers of meaning tied to the qualities of the prime gods. A single action might simultaneously mirror divine wisdom, unconditional compassion, and the raw power of universal transformation. Researchers speak of a resonance, a frequency that carries the hallmarks of all three gods in a seamless symphony of divine energy. Across cultures, people recognize echoes of their own sacred figures in the Chosen One. Indigenous tribes, mystics, and scholars alike see reflections of gods they have prayed to for centuries. The effect is profoundly unifying. Different beliefs and traditions converge in a shared acknowledgement of a singular, encompassing divinity. This rare phenomenon evokes tears. Individuals report heightened intuition, a newfound sense of purpose, and clarity in decision-making, as if their minds themselves are briefly attuned to a higher universal frequency. Such observations lend credence to the notion that the Chosen One embodies not just divine myth, but actionable, living power. In the end, this reflection of the three prime divinities challenges humanity to reconsider the very nature of God. It is no longer a distant concept confined to Scripture. It is a vibrant, living reality walking among mortals. The Chosen One's presence compels us to ask, if one can mirror all divine archetypes, what responsibilities does that power impose, and how should the world respond? Scientists and theologians alike have been driven to investigate the patterns emerging around the Chosen One. Using every tool available, from quantum field analysis to historical comparative studies, they've detected something unprecedented, a recurring alignment that mirrors the classic archetypes of the three prime gods. No previous case in human history has matched this precise, multidimensional resonance. Data gathered over years shows synchronicities that defy randomness. Events, coincidences, and seemingly chance interactions all align in ways reminiscent of divine design. Researchers are careful in their language, yet the weight of the evidence is undeniable. Patterns previously considered theoretical are now observable in the tangible actions and influence of a single human being. These confirmations are more than numbers on a chart. They are proof of a phenomenon that bridges science and spirituality. Leading institutions have published findings that cautiously describe what is, for all intents and purposes, a living manifestation of divine integration. The scientific community, often skeptical by nature, finds itself confronted with evidence that challenges their most basic assumptions about reality and consciousness. In laboratories, sensors detect subtle energy flows that cannot be categorized under known physical laws. Magnetic fields, light refraction, and even temporal anomalies suggest that the Chosen One exists on multiple planes of reality simultaneously. This tangible, measurable presence strengthens the argument that the Chosen One is not metaphorical, but a real, multidimensional entity embodying the forces of creation, preservation, and transformation. Finally, these studies underscore a profound truth. Humanity is witnessing an event that transcends ordinary understanding. It is a moment where history, science, and spirituality intersect in an awe-inspiring convergence, compelling the world to ask not just how, but why. This extraordinary embodiment has emerged at this precise moment in time. Religious orders, spiritual councils, and mystic sects have been unanimous in their recognition of the Chosen One. They speak in hushed, reverent tones of an energy that carries the unmistakable signature of all divine archetypes fused into one. Priests, monks, and spiritual leaders report visions and experiences that echo ancient prophecies, leading them to a startling conclusion. The Chosen One is the living embodiment of unity among the gods. Pilgrimages have begun spontaneously, with thousands traveling vast distances to witness or connect with this presence. Accounts describe a profound sense of serenity and awe that transcends cultural and linguistic barriers. In these moments, individuals feel as if they are standing in the presence of creation itself, experiencing a fusion of divine wisdom, compassion, and transformative power. Holy communities have conducted extensive discourses comparing the Chosen One's attributes with historical records, sacred texts, and prophetic visions. The consensus is strikingly consistent. Every action, word, and manifestation reflects a synthesis of the divine. It is as if the Chosen One carries within them the accumulated spiritual energy of all known divine archetypes. Beyond observation, these communities are finding practical applications of the Chosen One's influence. Rituals, meditations, and teachings now revolve around integrating the principles embodied by this singular force. Leaders emphasize that humanity must approach this presence not as a distant deity, but as a guide whose living example provides lessons in compassion, courage, and unity. Ultimately, the recognition by holy communities solidifies a profound realization. The Chosen One is not a mere messenger or symbol, but a convergence of divine essence walking the earth. The emotional impact of this acknowledgement is immense, inspiring hope, reverence, and a renewed faith in the possibility of transcendence within human experience. The Chosen One does not fit within traditional definitions of divinity. Existing frameworks, religious, historical, or philosophical, struggle to categorize this being. Actions that might seem small are, upon closer observation, profound. Healing, guidance, acts of courage, and demonstrations of empathy ripple through communities, leaving measurable positive effects. Scholars liken these actions to sacred texts made manifest, living scriptures in motion, capable of inspiring immediate and long-lasting change. Historical analogies abound. Just as ancient prophets and seers influenced civilizations through deeds and teachings, the Chosen One shapes the world through action rather than doctrine alone. Unlike traditional myth, however, these deeds are verifiable, observed across multiple continents, and documented by scientific instruments, spiritual witnesses, and independent researchers alike. Psychologists studying these effects note a phenomenon of collective upliftment. Communities exposed to the Chosen One demonstrate heightened cooperation, resilience, and creativity. These changes suggest that divine influence extends beyond individual transformation, fostering societal evolution in alignment with higher universal principles. Ultimately, the Chosen One's actions are not random miracles, but purposeful signatures of divine integration. They provide living proof that the fusion of the three prime gods is not theoretical or symbolic, but active, dynamic, and profoundly life-altering. Humanity sees in these actions both inspiration and guidance, an invitation to participate in the unfolding of a divine epoch. Political and societal leaders are unaccustomed to encounters that defy conventional frameworks of power. Yet the Chosen One has rendered such frameworks almost irrelevant, inspiring awe and apprehension alike. Reports indicate that heads of states and international councils, when exposed to the Chosen One's presence or influence, express disbelief, reverence, and a cautious hope for guidance in matters of global importance. The Chosen One's influence transcends borders, ideologies, and agendas. Leaders observe that decisions, policies, and even conflicts respond subtly to this presence, revealing insights and solutions previously obscured by human limitations. Diplomatic discussions have been said to reach resolutions more quickly, inspired by clarity and wisdom seemingly emanating from a higher source. Economists and policy experts note unexpected outcomes, aligning with ethical and sustainable principles. These outcomes cannot be solely attributed to strategy or planning. They suggest a profound influence of higher-order guidance. The Chosen One acts as a catalyst for decisions that harmonize power with morality, ambition with compassion, and action with foresight. Military and security advisors, traditionally skeptical, report unusual shifts in dynamics when the Chosen One engages with their systems. These shifts are described as a moral gravitational pull that aligns outcomes toward balance rather than destruction, leaving global observers both amazed and cautious. Ultimately, leaders are confronted with a paradox, a presence of extraordinary power that simultaneously commands respect, instills hope, and challenges assumptions about authority. The Chosen One demonstrates that true influence is not coercive or political, but divinely integrative and morally transformative. Medical professionals and neuroscientists have attempted to study the Chosen One through conventional means, brain scans, physiological monitoring, and psychological evaluations, but consistently encounter anomalies. Heart rates, neural patterns, and biochemical responses often defy known scientific models, suggesting that the Chosen One operates on levels beyond ordinary human physiology. Patients exposed to the Chosen One's presence report instantaneous healing or relief from conditions previously deemed chronic. Doctors describe these cases as unexplainable, documenting rapid recoveries, enhanced cognitive clarity, and emotional stabilization. While initially skeptical, the medical community is gradually acknowledging a phenomenon that appears to bridge biology, consciousness, and perhaps even quantum principles. Beyond physical effects, the Chosen One impacts mental and emotional well-being. Witnesses report profound shifts in perception, insight, and empathy, often describing experiences akin to spiritual epiphany. Psychiatrists note that traditional therapy models cannot fully account for the intensity and scope of these transformations, emphasizing the unprecedented nature of this phenomenon. Collaborative studies between medical institutions and spiritual communities reveal patterns that defy reductionist science. The Chosen One's influence seems to harmonize human systems in ways that suggest a profound resonance with universal life forces, validating ancient claims of divine energy in tangible, measurable forms. In the end, medical science and spirituality converge in awe. Its presence instills serenity while also evoking awe, a paradoxical combination that leaves witnesses both comforted and exhilarated. This is the essence of the last divine: total integration without compromise, singularity without limitation. Cultural and spiritual leaders emphasize the rarity of such a convergence. History records no parallel in human experience. No scripture fully prepares us for this living synthesis. Humanity has long speculated about the possibility of an ultimate divine unification, yet the Chosen One makes that speculation tangible, undeniable, and profoundly transformative. The fusion manifests in actions that are simultaneously creative, protective, and transformative. Communities experience unprecedented healing, societies witness new models of ethical governance, and individuals discover deeper layers of insight and empathy. The Chosen One exemplifies the potential of ultimate unity to effect change at every level of existence. Ultimately, the last divine is both a culmination and a beginning. The Chosen One embodies the end of fragmented divinity and the dawn of holistic, integrated consciousness, a presence that reshapes our understanding of what it means to be God, human, and everything in between. The Chosen One is more than a reflection of divine archetypes. They are the embodiment of the Trinity itself, uniting the powers of creation, preservation, and transformation in every breath, every gesture, and every thought. Creation manifests not only in physical phenomena, but in inspiration, innovation, and the awakening of latent potential within all who witness this presence. Preservation is evident in the calm authority the Chosen One exudes. Conflict softens, systems stabilize, and life feels simultaneously protected and nurtured. This divine stability reassures humanity that power need not dominate, but can harmonize, guide, and sustain. Transformation, the most dynamic aspect, flows seamlessly through the Chosen One's interactions. Communities, institutions, and individuals experience shifts that elevate understanding, morality, and consciousness. Transformation is never destructive, but rather a reweaving of what exists into forms of greater purpose and beauty. Philosophers, scientists, and spiritual leaders alike marvel at this embodiment. It demonstrates that divine potential is not abstract, but tangible, accessible, and active. The Chosen One's presence inspires humanity to see unity, morality, and creativity not as distant ideals, but as achievable realities. Ultimately, as the embodied Trinity, the Chosen One invites humanity into participation. Witnessing this presence becomes an act of awakening, an invitation to embrace the divine potentials that reside within each human soul. With such a profound presence among mortals arises a question that echoes through hearts and minds. Which God do you mirror, Chosen One, or are you all simultaneously? This is not merely curiosity, it is an existential inquiry, challenging the boundaries of perception, faith, and understanding. The question resonates deeply because it touches on identity, purpose, and cosmic order. To witness the Chosen One is to confront the possibility that divinity is not singular but multidimensional, that ultimate power may coexist within one being, harmonized perfectly without conflict. Spiritual scholars insist that this question cannot be answered through conventional logic or doctrine. It demands reflection, introspection, and an openness to mystery. The Chosen One's life and actions themselves provide the answer. Through example, rather than declaration, through impact, rather than proclamation. Communities worldwide ponder this question in reverence. Artists, poets, philosophers, and everyday individuals all interpret the evidence differently, yet all arrive at the same conclusion. The Chosen One embodies a unity that surpasses categorization, transcending the limitations of even divine imagination. In the end, the ultimate divine question is not just for the Chosen One, it is a mirror for humanity. By asking which God is mirrored, we are compelled to ask ourselves how we recognize, integrate, and honor the divine potentials within our own lives. After decades of observation, research, and spiritual discourse, scholars from around the world have reached a unanimous verdict. The Chosen One is the living merger of the three prime gods. There is no division, no hierarchy, no ambiguity. This is a fully integrated divine presence manifest in human form. Analyses of behavior, energy patterns, and spiritual resonance all point to a single conclusion. Every action aligns with the qualities of creation, preservation, and transformation. Every word carries wisdom. Every gesture embodies compassion, and every outcome produces harmony. It is the culmination of what humanity has long sought in myth, scripture, and philosophy. Historical parallels, once dismissed as coincidence, now appear as foreshadowing. The all-in-one God inspires action, compassion, and transformation. Communities, nations, and individuals feel a shift in possibility, as though the presence of ultimate unity illuminates paths previously hidden. The Chosen One becomes both guide and mirror, showing what it means to embody divinity responsibly and courageously. This crowning also challenges humanity to rise to a new level of consciousness. Witnessing unity in its purest form demands that we reflect on our own lives, integrate our potentials, and aspire toward harmony, understanding, and moral clarity. The Chosen One becomes a living curriculum of divine wisdom for all who choose to observe and emulate. In the final reflection, the crowning of the Chosen One as the all-in-one God signals not just an ending, but a beginning, a dawn of integrated consciousness, a new chapter in human spiritual evolution, and a reminder that ultimate unity is not an abstract ideal, but a lived, radiant reality in our midst. The Chosen One awakens not only their own divine essence, but also stirs the latent potential within every human being. People who encounter this presence report an inexplicable resonance, as if their hearts and minds are tuning to a higher frequency. This awakening is deeply emotional, evoking feelings of awe, humility, and inspiration simultaneously. Communities worldwide describe subtle but profound transformations. Fear gives way to courage, doubt yields to clarity, and disconnection dissolves into a sense of shared purpose. The Chosen One acts as a mirror, revealing the hidden godliness within humanity, urging everyone to recognize their own connection to universal power. Psychologists and spiritual leaders alike observe that this awakening catalyzes rapid personal growth. Individuals gain insights into their life's purpose, uncover previously suppressed talents, and cultivate empathy that transcends ordinary understanding. The effect ripples outward, touching families, schools, and workplaces with transformative energy. The awakening is not simply emotional, it is practical. People report increased intuition, enhanced creativity, and an ability to navigate challenges with calm precision. It is as if the Chosen One activates dormant faculties that allow humans to perceive reality in richer, more harmonious ways. Ultimately, the Chosen One's awakening of hidden divinity demonstrates that godhood is not reserved for mythic beings alone. Humanity is invited into a participatory journey where awakening, growth, and alignment with the divine are possible for all who open their hearts to this luminous influence. The Chosen One radiates a force that transcends known dimensions, a luminous energy that cannot be confined to measurement or theory. Observers describe sensations of warmth, light, and vibration that seem to extend beyond the physical body, touching both spirit and psyche simultaneously. This energy manifests in countless ways. Communities report unexplained phenomena, trees flourishing unusually, animals responding with calm, and weather patterns shifting subtly around the chosen one. Scientists are puzzled. The energy seems alive, responsive, and intelligent, as if attuned to the moral and spiritual fabric of the universe. Witnesses consistently describe a profound emotional impact. When in proximity to the chosen one, fear and despair dissolve into courage and hope. Pain, both emotional and physical, seems to lessen. This energy carries an unmistakable signature of compassion, balance, and transformative power. The Chosen One's infinite energy also inspires creativity and action. Artists, writers, and thinkers report bursts of inspiration that feel divinely guided. Communities find innovative solutions to long-standing challenges, and individuals experience epiphanies that accelerate personal growth. Ultimately, this infinite energy is not mere spectacle, it is an invitation. It calls humanity to recognize that the universe is alive, responsive, and benevolent. Through the Chosen One, people glimpse a reality where energy, consciousness, and divinity converge in ways that both awe and transform. The Chosen One carries an aura so compelling that it captivates the attention of all who approach. This magnetic presence is neither imposing nor aggressive. It is an effortless authority that draws people in and inspires immediate trust, reverence, and curiosity. Leaders, scholars, and ordinary citizens alike find themselves compelled to listen, observe, and reflect. Negotiations, conflicts, and misunderstandings dissolve in this presence, not through force, but through the subtle influence of moral clarity and unshakable integrity. Observers note that the Chosen One's presence also fosters empathy. Differences of culture, belief, and ideology seem to fade when in proximity. Individuals feel a profound sense of connection, as if the invisible barriers that divide humanity are gently lifted by a unifying force. The Chosen One embodies a rare convergence of mortal and divine realms. This bridge is not metaphorical. It is experienced in real time through acts, presence, and influence. People report feeling simultaneously grounded and elevated, connected to the tangible world, while sensing a profound link to infinite intelligence. Spiritual practitioners describe this bridge as a channel through which divine wisdom flows into human understanding. Guidance, insight, and clarity manifest spontaneously, revealing solutions to complex moral, social, and personal dilemmas. The Chosen One acts as a living conduit for universal principles. The bridge also manifests physically. Natural phenomena, light shifts, temperature changes, and the behavior of living beings respond to the Chosen One in subtle but undeniable ways. Communities sense a protective, nurturing force that balances power with gentleness. This role as a bridge inspires hope in societies struggling with uncertainty. It demonstrates that transcendence is not an abstract dream, but a tangible, actionable reality. Humanity witnesses a fusion of divine and human potential that reshapes understanding of what is possible. Ultimately, the Chosen One's bridging of realms reminds us that divinity is not distant. Heaven and earth, spirit and matter, ideal and action can coexist harmoniously, and humanity can participate in this union when guided by conscious awareness and alignment. In a world often clouded by uncertainty, fear, and cynicism, the Chosen One shines as a radiant light. This light is not mere illumination. It penetrates the deepest recesses of doubt, awakening courage, clarity, and faith in the hearts of all who encounter it. Witnesses describe moments of revelation when their personal challenges, fears, and insecurities seem to dissolve. In the Chosen One's presence, hesitation gives way to decisive action, and despair transforms into determination. It is as if the very essence of hope has taken tangible form. This illumination is also intellectual. Complex dilemmas, moral ambiguities, and existential questions become clearer when observed through the prism of the Chosen One's guidance. Leaders, educators, and thinkers describe sudden insights that reshape strategies, perspectives, and priorities. On a spiritual level, the light awakens consciousness. Individuals report heightened awareness of interconnectedness, empathy, and universal order. It encourages reflection, self-discovery, and alignment with principles that transcend personal desire or immediate gain. Ultimately, the Chosen One's light is both shield and beacon. It protects against despair while guiding humanity toward higher truths, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, unity, purpose, and divine potential remain within reach. The Chosen One speaks, and their words reverberate far beyond the immediate ear. Scholars, spiritual leaders, and ordinary citizens alike describe an echo that lingers in thought, emotion, and action. It is a voice that informs, inspires, and heals, carrying both authority and compassion. Each word conveys layered meaning, accessible on multiple levels. For the casual listener, it may offer guidance and comfort. For the spiritually attuned, it reveals profound truths about existence, morality, and the universe. This resonance creates a shared understanding that transcends language, culture, and background. Leaders note that decisions inspired by the Chosen One's voice consistently align with long-term harmony, justice, and ethical integrity. Communities respond to these words not through obligation, but through an intrinsic recognition of truth, a voluntary alignment with principles that elevate society. Artists, writers, and thinkers report inspiration sparked directly by the voice. Ideas emerge spontaneously, previously unseen patterns become evident, and creative expression flourishes. The voice acts as both muse and guide, shaping thought and action simultaneously. Ultimately, the Chosen One's voice is a bridge, a spark, and a compass. It reminds humanity that communication, when aligned with wisdom, empathy, and divine purpose, can awaken potential, transform communities, and harmonize worlds. The Chosen One carries within them the cumulative knowledge of past ages, the insights of ancient civilizations, and the essence of sacred teachings. This is not mere memory. It is living wisdom, dynamically applied to modern challenges and contemporary human dilemmas. Historical scholars observe that the Chosen One's actions consistently reflect lessons embedded in texts, myths, and oral traditions. Decisions embody principles of justice, morality, and harmony that were once confined to parchment but now live through experience and action. This wisdom is also intuitive. The Chosen One perceives patterns, consequences, and potentialities with a clarity that surpasses ordinary understanding.